All right, welcome back, guys. In this lecture, we are going to discuss images in HTML. Okay, so very quickly, let's do some housekeeping. Add a horizontal line and give some space. And let's add a comment. Say images. Okay. All right, now let's get into it. Now, in working with images, we use the image tag. So essentially, it goes like this: pointy brackets and img and close. That's all. So image tag is one of the few tags that does not have a closing tag. Okay, remember our horizontal rule doesn't have a closing tag, and our line break doesn't have a closing tag. So this is our line break here. Okay, doesn't have a closing tag. So that's three tags we've talked about now. Okay, that have just opening tags. All right, let's get into it. So for our image tag, we need to add an attribute. In other words, we need to tell the browser where the image is located, and to do that we use the source attribute src. Okay, and remember, an attribute always has a name. In this case, the name is src, and a value that is always placed within our quotes. Okay, so but to find out where this image is, first off we need to have an image, right? All right, so the first thing is, let's get an image online. So I'll just get an image on Pixabay, a library of free images, and I'm particularly gonna get an image of a boy. Okay, so I'm just gonna say boy, search for an image. Okay, so let's look for something very nice. So I like this one. Okay, by the way, I love kids, so forgive me. So I'm going to save the image. So I'll save it, and I'm going to save it as boy. So it's in the JPG format. So I'll save it as boy in my HTML folder. Okay, so it's saved boy. Now I already know that the image is located in my HTML folder. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to say boy dot jpg, and that's it. And I'm going to click on save, and let's go back and refresh our page. So I'm going to refresh the page, and as you can see, bam, that's our image. So let me open up the browser to show you the image. So this is the image, yeah. Okay, so there is one more thing, one more attribute we need when we're working with images, and that's the alternative text. In other words, if a user has a poor internet connection and the image doesn't load, then you want a text that describes the image to replace that image. So the attribute we use for that is alt, which means like alternative text, and it's equal to whatever you want. So I'm just going to say boy. Okay, and save. All right, yeah, so essentially I'm done with my image tag. But let's explore other ways of writing an image source file. Okay, so instead of you know writing the source file of my image to boy.jpg, which is saved on my HTML file, I can simply just link to the image online itself. So I'm just going to right click on the image on pixabay.com, and I'll say copy image address. Okay, so now let me come here and I'll paste it in. So Ctrl V and save. So now I'll go to my page and refresh my page, and you'll notice that nothing changes. In other words, it's still able to link to. So I've refreshed the page. Let me scroll up. Yeah, and everything is still as it is. Okay, everything is still as it is. So basically, you can either link your image from a URL or from your file, your document file where you're working. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so one more thing before, I'm just going to change this back to Control Z, back to, yeah. So one more thing before we, go to other areas is how to make this image smaller. Okay, now this is a little bit of CSS, but don't worry, it's not anything serious. Now, supposing I wanted this image to, be smaller, I can do that right from my image tag. Like I said, it's a little bit of CSS, but I mean, we're learning, right? So to do that, I'm going to add a style, okay, and set the height and the width of the image. Okay, so now let's do that. I'll say style, okay, is equal to, and double quotes, okay, and of course my browser is already giving me, my code editor is already giving me options. So I'm going to say width. Okay, I think I should probably type in this so you can see what's going on. So I'll say width, okay, and I'll put colon and put in a figure here. So let me just say width of 200 pixels, so px, and I'll close that. So I'm going to save it, refresh the page. So as you can see, bam, the image is smaller, right? So it's a width of 200 pixels. Now, I'm going to add another property and say height of, and then colon 200 pixels px and semicolon to close it up. And then I'll save, refresh the page, and as you can see, the image looks more like a square. Okay, so it's more like a square. So basically this is how you can change the height and the width of your image within the image tag itself. Like I said, this is CSS and there's a better way to do it, but I just felt it to be fun for us to start playing around with making our images look exactly the way we want. So basically we've seen our image tag. So basically img, it has a source attribute, and we were able to get the alt attribute also, and we know what it is, and then we added a bit of style to change the height and the width of the image. All right guys, one more thing before we go to the next section of this tutorial. So we have our image tag, okay, and then our image is located within our HTML folder. Okay, but ideally if you had like say 20 images, keeping all of your images within the HTML folder will make things a little bit rough. So the ideal thing to do is to create a folder, okay, within your HTML folder and name the folder images. So I'm just going to right click and say new folder and folder, and I'm going to name this folder images. Okay, save. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to put all my images within this image folder. So I'm just going to drag the boy, and as you can see, it's within the image folder. Okay, so first off, let me quickly refresh this page, and hopefully by refreshing the page I will be able to show you what the alternate text does. So I'll refresh the page, and as you can see, the image cannot be displayed because I've changed the location, but then the alternate text which we set to boy actually displays. So I hope this was able to show you what this particular attribute does. Okay, now to locate the folder in which the image was is located right now, all we need to do is we need to just say images here and a forward slash. Okay, so as I put a forward slash after the images, it automatically shows me the images I have within the images folder. So I'm just going to click on boy. Already I have it, and I'll save my file. Now if I refresh the page, automatically my image shows up. So this is the ideal way you want to work with images when you're creating a website. or whatever kind of application you're creating, you want to have a special folder where you keep your images and your files. Okay, so yeah, I think we've come to the end of this lecture. Thank you so much for watching. See you in another lecture.